That was weird. Good morning, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy day after Boxing Day. Sorry about that. I don't know. We're here. Kitty Cat's here. I'm here. Morning, Hazel and chat. Have you gotten all the holiday stuff yet? I'm gonna try. I don't have the Drake riding armor. I'll give it a go today. We'll send that once. Fury Forever, thank you for the 17-month resub. 17 months. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. We'll have a Happy New Year. Thank you very, very much. Farming, my favorite. I've been starting to feel the farming itch, and I don't know what I want to farm yet, but, you know, it's a game with a bajillion things. We'll find something to do. In the meantime, my glasses are doing it. You can't see it, but my puppy licked my face. Which includes my glasses, which makes them filthy. Don't I have I need to reorganize these drawers. Maybe that should be. Maybe this year for New Year's, I'll set like incredibly realistic resolutions. Like, I'm gonna tidy up this drawer. And that'll be the thing for the whole year. And then when I do it on like the 2nd, or let's be realistic, the 17th, I'll be like, wow, year made. I am good at this after all. Oh, there's soap in here. Okay, well. Well, that smells nice. I thought I saw something move. No, I think I'm just tripping. Where is, not that one. This one's really cute. It's got kitty cat on it. Oh, here we go. This'll work. I'm making some, tepid verses in the meantime, just because I bought a bunch of stuff at some point in my life and then never sat down and crafted them all. How you guys doing? Transmog left that you don't already have? Oh, totally. But I don't really want... I mean, there's Mogg that I could farm that's not from raids and dungeons. But I really don't want to farm any Mogg from raids and dungeons. And I'm even hesitant about farming, like, mounts from raids and dungeons. Because I want to do it after the War Within pre-patch. When the Warbands thing is in, it's going to let me learn all of the Mogg that drops and not just the stuff that I can wear. I'm very excited for that. My disappointment will be immeasurable if they delay it. Not that they said they would, but I remember when they said they were going to let us Mogg white and gray quality armor, and they did do that, but it was way after they said they were gonna. It's a possibility. Sometimes these things are just hard. Ooh, I can see. What's the profit you get from doing the files? At this point, anybody's guess, because I bought this stuff ages ago, so I don't know what I bought it for. It's probably profitable. Tepid Verse is usually a pretty safe bet around this season. It's been profitable for a while. I would guess somewhere in the range of 20 gold per craft, but I don't know. Something like that. Still do ICC eight times a week. Holy moly. 50 attempts before I got the toy, and the mount skin almost gave up. Whoa. Hair color's so pretty faded. Oh, thank you. I'm blonde adjacent. I'm also like I'm fuzzy. I'm getting shaggy over here. I'm scruffy. Kitty cat doesn't mind. Although if I lay down on the bed and I've been in the shower recently, she will find my hair and then she will groom it for me. Which is cute, but I don't know if it's what we want. Made my priest kind of look like your priest, but he's mine, so he doesn't look like yours, but I love it. Hi, Hazel. Hello. That sounds really fun. Have I made enough files for now? I think so. I'm bored. I want to show you, speaking of making alts, last night I made, with my friend Flabby for fun, we made new alts that we're doing as a project where we main switch, because nothing could possibly go wrong with this. So Flabby's making a holy priest, a gnome holy priest. And I have a Dark Iron Dwarf Enhancement Shaman, and we can, like, teach each other how to play each other's mains. It's gonna be awful. I wanted to show it to you, though, because his character's name is Blonksy, because it's like a, you know, it's like ripped off Inksy. And then instead of Flabby, my Shaman is Krabby, which is a name I can't believe that I got. But I wanted to show you her Mogg, because I was trying desperately to come up with, like, an Enhancement Shaman Mogg. And I was, like, struggling, but let me show it to you on the motorcycle. I'm not gonna play it today. I just wanted to show you the look. I want to have your patience fixing your inventory. Mine's chaotic. It occurred to me that I think I do mine reflexively in between stuff. Like, I'll log onto an alt and I'll open up the bags, and before I even do whatever it was I wanted to do in the alt, I'm like picking stuff out of there like bugs out of a out of someone's hair. Oh yeah. So like, even if she doesn't do flabby damage, she is still a vibe. Love a lady dwarf. I never used this kind of a breastplate, but then I thought, you know what? It's not summer, but it's summer somewhere. Already had an incredible enhancement Shaman Mogg, the fish head, true. I was trying to come up with another one that was more shaman-y, or like even like a Darkspear Troll Shaman themed set that I could put onto her, but I had nothing. I don't have as much male transmog as I have cloth. Let's do a little stolen present just for a chance at the Drake customization to start. And then maybe I'll pull up Simple Armory and I'll poke around in the archives of things that I don't have, and I'll pick something that I want to work on. Because, you know, there's lots of alt gearing and stuff I could do this week, but, like, there's always later. What are the affixes this week anyway? It's like Afflicted and Raging, is that it? New season, yeah. Oh, it's not even going to show me on this character. Oh, well. I've wised up and I've started doing, if I was only going to do one stolen present in a day, I have smartened up and I've started doing it on a Horde character, because you can just pick up the quest in Orgrimmar, which is way easier to get back to. Actually, can I get, I need an Orgrimmar teleport cloak. That'll make things easier, too. I've been teleporting to get back. I've been going, where is the guild vendor? I guess I can find out, actually. I can probably ask a guard. There's one thing at a time. Word stop for a moment. Look, find place where go. You can't help me. You're just grunt are hung. Congratulations. We're all really happy for you. Hello. Can you tell me where the guild master and vendor is? Thank you. Oh, it was right over there. I thought so. Okay. I think it's by the trading post. I literally just ran right over there. Oh, it's outdoors. Of course it's outdoors. They got nice weather over here. Shroud of cooperation, rapid unity. Yeah, sure, that'll do. That'll work. It's not like the best one. Am I missing guild rep or something? Probably. Yeah, well. Alright. And then we go to Tirisfal, and then we just fly. Needed a dwarf shaman again. Everyone needs a dwarf shaman. I think it's summer all the time with all that fire in their blood. So Drake holiday appearance go across the account? Yeah. Yeah, Drake customizations are all totally account-wide. The only one that I'm not 100% sure that that's true for would be like the gladiator ones. Oh no, they should be too, because Gladbounds are account-wide now. Yeah. Do you get sentimental over your gear from previous seasons? Find it difficult to sell them because they hold memories. Oh, that's really sweet. No, not at all. I'm a cold, heartless ice woman. I hold my memories in my brain, and sometimes not even then. Once that gear doesn't give me any more power, it's out of here. It's gone. It's leaving. It's in the past. Rumble Purse can go away. Yeah, especially when I'm flying places, I'll just kind of reflexively pick away at stuff. That one I was kind of holding on to. Well, no, I've got 4-piece with it. It's also last season's 4-piece. It's not like she needs it. Does she need 3 mana potions? Does she need the Motion Sick Peon's magical elixir? She can pick up another one if she ever has to do one of those accursed dungeons again. We don't need maybe me. What is that? Pounce. No, thank you. What is this? Oh, an Iridius fragment. I could vendor it. Where'd you get the fish mount? This was one of the 6th or 12-month sub promotion mounts. I'm on a rolling annual mount or sub now, so I just get the stuff whenever they put it out. I like the pattern on the bottom of it. I don't think I ever noticed that before. Get rid of the Hearthstone. Yeah, I know. That's true. Didn't I do that? Oh, and I did it on the other character. Well, now I don't want to. I'm going this way. Sometimes I like using it out of bags. Sometimes I open my bags and I like look around for it, and then when it's not there on a character that I did delete it on, I'm like, what? Ugh, you know, like it's just you're used to it. It's tradition. Oh no, I missed it. I'm gonna have to wait for a minute. Well, that's all right. I can enjoy being awesome. I love this transmog so much. This is Forsaken Heritage armor. Pretty much default. I don't think I changed anything. There's like a couple different versions of it. Like you can kind of mix and match different pieces of it. And I'm pretty sure I took off the helmet because I wanted to enjoy her beautiful naked head. Still get credit for freeing the reindeer? Oh, I did get credit for freeing the reindeer. Can I loot the things? Sometimes you can loot the things. I can loot the things! You don't even need to tag the Grinch. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Teleportation. Take me back to Orgrimmar. That was the fastest thing of my life. What is the big yak they're killing? The abominable Grinch. What is your current WoW project? It's a great question. I'm between things at the moment. I am between things at the moment. I'm still gearing up and playing. More playing than gearing up. The gear's kind of incidental. A couple of alts that I'm not ready to call done yet. I have Barnaclus the Resto Druid, and I have a Beast Mastery Hunter as well. And I was having fun kind of doing like the raid and keys on them recently. So I probably want to do that again this week, but I want to farm something. And I don't know what. I mean, I could farm this Drake customization, but I don't really collect those. It was just a try for the sake of it. Anything good? We got a shaking pet carrier for Jingles. Yeah, okay. We can... Oh, no, I can't learn that. Is Jingles not cageable? Because otherwise that might be a delete. Jingles... If I could type... Can I type? Jingles. Jingles? I can type. I cannot cage it, so nope, never mind. No good. And then, of course, the fruitcakes. Alright, well, I can get out of here. Alright, I'll delete the Hearthstone. You're right, you know? And I don't want these anymore. There are 3 Dragon Shards of Knowledge. I don't want those. Aberrus Vantis runes. Aberrus Vantis runes. I'm vending those. I don't even think anybody's gonna buy them. Enchanted. How do I have an Enchanted Aspect Shadow Flame crest and I didn't make anything with it? Oh, it's Shadow Flame. Well, that's still a bummer. I could have... What was I doing last season? I guess I wanted to craft another thing and I did not get around to it. Oh well. This is a priest that I'm not gearing up this season. I just played her last season. We have lots of priests. When is the next Hearthstone PG stream? The name just different enough to avoid any legal similarities as parody. Oh, people have the name. If I'm Drakthir wanted Lore Master, how would I go about that? That's a good question. Is it gonna block you from any of the Lore Master quests? I don't know. I hope not. Hope you had a good holiday. Thank you. Alrighty. What do I want to farm? I could just keep doing the Stolen Present thing. It's seasonal. I'm not gonna use it. I have other customizations for my Highland Drake. What is all this mail? I've sent myself things. I've sent myself probably Mogg, if I had to guess. Watch Godzilla -1. You need to watch it. Much more than just a monster movie. Oh. How you liking Mindspike over Mindflay? Got used to it. I'm not finding Mindflay more fun again. I haven't been playing enough Shadow Priest to really form an opinion. I just kind of use it for like bosses and stuff, or like world bosses and world quests and whatnot. I think I just take whichever thing is in the default build. I haven't put a lot of thought into it. Oh, I want... Check my mail. Oh yeah, I sent myself some... The Freyan shoulders that dropped. And then I was sending myself a few things that were like... learned, but like not from this particular item. Because I wanted to learn item IDs. Because I keep using quantum items out of Dawn of the Infinites. And it keeps giving me... item IDs and not new appearances, and it's an enormous bummer every time. Alright, well that's good enough for you. Shall we look? Let me see. What am I missing? What do I not have? Things that immediately come to mind are Rustfeather / the Arachnid Harvester. The benefit being they're mounts that I could farm, and they're pretty chill mounts too. You just kind of hang out and wait for them to spawn. The drawback being that it's like really far to get your characters out there, and once you get a character out there, you kind of don't want to move them until it drops, and it's kind of a low drop rate. So that's one thing. Let me just kind of let's take a look at what we got here. This is my simple armory. This is a website that I like to use to see what kind of stuff I do and don't have. In the collectible tab, I'm not convinced I want to farm a mount. I might want to farm a pet, but let's kind of see what we're missing here. For mounts, if we go back in time, I don't have a lot of class order hall mounts. Those would count for some number, but I'm not too fussed about the number anymore. For raid drop mounts, I am missing the Abyss Worm from Mr. Sassine. And then I'm not farming that thing. Absolutely not. That's awful to farm. But the Abyss Worm's a pretty easy farm because you can even just queue up for it on LFR. You could Dellar on Hearthstone all your ults, do that one wing in LFR, and basically run that until you hit instant cap. So that's an option. That's available. I'm missing a couple. I don't have the Bloodhoof Bull from Knack the Thunder. That's one of the mounts that I'm missing that the most other people have. It's like the most commonly owned mount that I don't have. Doesn't make them any good at camping it. And then there's one more from like the Vengeance, Death Talon, Terror Fist. Those are annoying because I feel like they're always dead before I can get there. And they're hard to camp. And then there's some stuff that, like, that's just like a Horde rep thing. I could take a Horde character and I could, I guess, get some Vol'jin Spear rep and some Apexis crystals and buy that. Oh, what else? That's Glory of the Orgrimmar Raider. I like farming rare drops, you know? Like, that's more fun. Gmod's annoying. Could you farm Gmod on LFR, actually? That might be worth it. And then, oh yeah, the dungeon. Right, I forgot I still don't have Sharkbait's crackers. I thought that, oh, they're bringing it back into the Mythic Plus rotation. Surely I'll get it then. Hi, kitty cat, you leaving? Yeah, let me say bye first. Surely I'll get it then. Nope, nothing. Do not have that one. Still don't have the King's Rest one either. We did get the Under Rock Krog. And by that I mean I'm pretty sure it dropped for Flabby and he gave it to me, so there's 2 dungeon mounts from BFA left. Those are farmable. Those are actually farmable. They're annoying, but they're grindable. And then, all kinds of, yeah, there's Rustfeather, Harvester, Soundless, Blurg. What is that? Oh yeah, PvP. Question is, what do I want? Oh, I gotta catch up on some subs. We had Radicy with a 3-month resub. Welcome back. Appreciate it very much. Unending Strife with a brand new sub. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sylvie Windrunner with a 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Hi, Hazel. Do you have any tips in getting into Mythic Plus this season? Want to try it out? Not sure if I'd be any good. Start with low keys. See them all on a fairly, like, you're not even going to have any affixes to do them on fairly low keys, and that can give you a basic idea of the dungeon mechanics. And then I would use a boss mod like DBM or Bigwigs too, because that can kind of give you a heads up on what to do about some mechanics if you've never seen them before. And then just crawl your way up is what I did in my ults. I did like a lot of 2s and then a lot of 5s. There's nothing that says you have to do super hard keys right away. Eternal Lumi with a 10-month resub, just stopping by to say hi. Farming King's Rest and Freehold for the mounts every week. They just don't want to drop. Yeah, I know about the King's Rest locket reset. For some reason, I don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather grind the entire dungeon. I don't know what it is about it, but for some reason, I'm allergic to that particular. I'm cheese intolerant for that one, and I want to like clear it every time. It's the worst. Which 4 classes did you pick for your warband? What? Pardon me? Unless they've announced something that I've missed. Here, let me look at Wowhead. I think there may be a misunderstanding with that one. Your warband is just is all of your alts. You're not selecting anything. It's just like it's just your alts. You might be able to like choose which ones you show like in that little camp for your loading screen, but that's just cosmetic. You don't have to narrow it down. All of your characters will be able to share stuff. I love Shadowlands so much. Still got its clunkiness. Got many cool collectibles. Pretty zones. Yeah. What am I missing? I'm missing stuff from Shadowlands raids, but those aren't really farmable yet. Same with the dungeons. I never did get the Solia mount or the Necrotic Wake mount either. How hard is this? Seething Slug. Where's the look? Okay. I'm just gonna go have a little look-see here. Now that we can ride around on like regular mounts, let me just poke around a little bit. I'm gonna do it without realm hopping at first and see if I just have any luck. And then if not, then I will probably give up for now and not worry about it. So what I think what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have Tom paste on. And Tom. So Tom points? Maybe just Tom. And then I want to turn on the Forbidden War mode. And then I want... I'll get into Shattered just in case I somehow get like kicked off a mount. I'm going to use a regular flying mount and not a dragon riding mount. Should I pick one out? What's a good regular flying mount? Oh, this could take me all day. What's a mount? Sure, done. Glory of the Firelands Rider mount. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to go. Thought you were about to spec disc for a second. Yeah, better luck next time. Oh, you have a PvP talent slot available. Oh no. I just take anything to make the notification go away. Best ways to make gold? There are lots of options, and the best ones are going to kind of change over time. So the good question is, what ways of making gold do you find fun enough to do them for long enough to make any gold? I chose to do Dragonflight Professions, and I wrote all of my advice up about that because it's like it's a topic, but I wrote that all up in that video there. There's also raw gold making, which is a little bit more straightforward. The thing about gold making is all of the methods that make really big gold are by nature a little complicated, hard to understand, or annoying to do, because if they weren't, everyone would do them and they wouldn't make any gold. They rely on most people not wanting to do them in order for there to be a market for it. So bear that in mind when you're poking around gold making techniques. You can make perfectly good gold just doing like raw gold farms. But if you want like the real big gold, be prepared for some steps of guides to be like, really? I don't want to do that. It's gross. I was going to the Dragon Isles. That's right. Yeah, the one that you're in the mood for, exactly. You can't go too far wrong with just taking alts and doing Dragonflight Gold World quests, especially if you can find the Dream Surge zone on a time when it has the Magpies buff, and then you do those Gold World quests in a bunch of characters. Some people make plenty of gold by just using a bunch of characters to do the soup weekly every week and get flavor pockets to drop in, and they sell those. That's pretty good too. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna flight path there because I cannot be bothered to fly myself. But I did it with alchemy. I've been making my golden dragonflight basically just with alchemy. Send me down. How much gold did you make in the garrison days? I don't have a number, but it was a decent amount because I had a bunch of characters. Kitty, you coming back? And every time I got like a couple 100K, I would spend it on the auction house for like a TCG mount, because back then the trading card game mounts like the Rhino and like the Feldrake and stuff like that, they ranged in price from like 150K for like the cheap ones to like, you know, a couple 100K for the more expensive ones. And then the worst one was probably the Swift Spectral Tiger at around $1 million. And I bought not all of those mounts during Warlords, but like most of them, just with gold from the garrison. I also got like a year's subs worth of WoW token, again from gold with the garrison, but holy moly, it was so boring. It was so boring. I would spend like 90 minutes every single day, bored out of my skull, just like using Garrison Mission Manager or whatever the add-on was at the time to like run missions on a bajillion characters. But, you know, I still have those mounts. And now and then they give one away as like a Twitch drop or a Twitch Prime promo. But for the most part, most of them are still kind of rare. Wish I bought the chicken back then. Chicken was harder to get. I never got the chicken back then. Though that was one of those ones that wasn't just like around. Run my elves through all the dragon riding races. 500 gold just for completion. Yeah, I like that too. Flavor pockets can drop more than once. Oh, yeah. A lot of people, if they do like a full batch of characters, whatever that means for them, will get like a couple of them every week. Across different characters. You can only do the soup once per week per character for the box that can drop it, though. Saw one for 500k back in WoD. That would have been all my gold. Decent gold making goblin gliders from what materials? Enjoy having a bunch of ults, bring through some weeklies. Forget about that. Just save the gold that way. Find out how much gold I have when I have the warband bank. Yeah. So I want to go /TT paste. I want to paste in that big group of coordinates. I want to get on my... You know what? I want something smaller. I want like a disc. Yeah, give me a cloud. And what do you want? Yeah. And I want... Holy moly. All right. Oh, they're all over there. Okay. I'm just going to fly around and take a little look. Yeah, you can flight past to Zerlet Caverns. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, when you're looking at the flight map, there's a button that will toggle you between Dragon Isles and Caverns, and you click on that, and then you can click on your flight path if you have it. Alrighty. There is still stuff up here. Oh, Aquafawn's up. Oh, it's in war mode. That's why I'm never going to kill in a million years. Maybe next expansion, maybe in the War Within, I'll be able to come back here and actually farm for the moth. Didn't they say they were going to touch up the drop rates on the cosmetics from this stuff to make up for us never being able to find them up anymore? Did they ever, like, follow through with an update for that? Did that ever hit patch notes, or did they just promise something and then go, whoops, I'm too busy making cookies. It is good time to be making cookies. So, I'm just going to kind of have a little look-see around here. There's one. I think I don't fully understand this achievement yet, but I will get the hang of it as we go. Did it give me a buff or a debuff? It gives you a debuff, I guess. Because I certainly don't have any kind of extra buffs. And then we'll just kind of check all the coordinates. We just hope we get 3, I think. And then if we get 3, we can open the cache. And one thing that's important to note is that I don't actually know where the cache is. But that's okay. We'll have coordinates for that too. We'll worry about that if we can get all 3 orbs. I'm assuming it's not going to be like a crazy time pressure thing. Well, at least we know what they look like, because we found one pretty early. And the debuff does not appear to have a timer on it, so I'm assuming that we're not really super crazy pressed for time. Floufy. Okay, probably would have been there. I want my cloud back. I'm hoping that this is fairly easy to do now, because that would be procrastination paying off again for me. And then this one might be in a cave. I'm checking spawn points for seething orbs to try to get the seething slug mount is what I'm doing. Would it be all the way in here? I mean, I don't see it, but I just want to make sure that that is in fact where that node is. Okay. Hope they have something like Torghast, Horrific Visions, Mage Tower for 10.3. Ooh, that would be cool. Oh, you know what mount I should have been using? I should have been using my broom mount. That's a great mount. That'll do. Okay. There's that. No. What about over here? No. Oh, yeah! There it is. Okay. There's another one. And then we got 2. I'm gonna look at the thing again just to pull up the cache copy. Alright. I've got the cache coordinates on my clipboard just in case I find a 3rd one so I can go look. Because I think you just need 3, eh? Oh, I got excited by that for a second, but that's not it. You're a wizard. Need to do this too. I see my friend rides this mount often, like the slug mount, and it's like really cool. It stands out. It's like a really nice looking mount. Use your eyes. Oh, no. That got me excited too. Haha. I hear a dark hiss from the northern shrine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all these waypoints. And then I'm going to... No. Clear. No, 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 no. No, thank you. I said copy this one. Haha, there it is. That's where it is. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to fly an actual dragon riding mount in this area. I just want to go take my broom. We're going. Greetings, all. Bit upset that you found them that fast. I haven't found them for weeks. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just got to get lucky about your shard. One thing that I did do is I turned on war mode. That may be of some help. As may playing it like an off hour. Or you can realm hop to try to put yourself onto a low population shard. But, seething cache. Haha, I got him out. There we go, easy. That seems so much easier when you are not forced into dragon riding. That seems way easier. Are you playing your main? What is this madness? Awful when it was populated. It's so lucky. Try that a few times. Have to try again. You only gotta be successful once. That was fast. I've done what I thought was impossible. I won an LFR loot roll with a 1. I think that should be an achievement. All right, so I'm turning war mode back off. And I want to get back into my holy spec. And I want to, just for my transplant. And I want to see my new slug. Did it on an RP server with war mode on. Right when I clicked the cache, warrior jumped me and killed me. Ooh! I wonder if people ever camp the cache in war mode just for the sake of that gank. Seething slug. Set favorite. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll ride this mount on my new Dark Iron Dwarf enhancement Shaman. Yeah, that seems much easier to do nowadays than it maybe once was, so if you have been procrastinating, I can't guarantee it'll be as easy as it just was for me. But there's a chance. Could be. It cannot fly. It's a slug! What do you expect? It can jump. That's pretty incredible for a slug. You ever seen a slug jump? It's a great mount. Alright, well now what? Let me see. This is where we were. We were poking around. Oker Dream Challenge. I can't get this today, but I could start it. I don't think I've even started this. And then there's the Divine Kiss of Anara, and then there's the next Ramus thing. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff I can farm. And then there's Crocta. And then Breeze Biter. Ooh. The trick is just to pick one farm. Any of them. And commit to that and don't worry about the rest of them. Because then you have enough like brain bandwidth to figure out all the ins and outs of it and all the tips and the tricks and what you want to do and what you want to not do. Yeah. Animation reminds me of the motorcycle somehow. Takes a whopping 23 days. And it'll always be 23 days if I don't start it. I think I'm going to start it. Let's find out about it just so I can figure out where to start. In order to get past the first prompt. Make sure you're not mounted. Okay. Go to the herbalism trainer NPC. Because I've done the campaign on my main. Pick up a water bucket. Oh, this is so many words. Go to the herb trainer. Pick up a water bucket. Just noting that you need space in your bags because a few of my guildies always have full bags. Take the unfilled bucket. This is so many words. The sprout will become a green NPC. And then 5 days later. Yeah, okay, so let's just start this. And then I can honestly worry about it again some other time. So Professor Ash is there. All right. Let's go to the Emerald Dream and poke around. 5 steps. The rest is just waiting. Not every day for 23 days. Well, that's nice at least. Yeah, the best time to start this would have been a month ago, and the second best time is now. Guide makes it look like it's super involved. It really isn't. I think I'm just having word overload. So, slash our professor. Ah, I can get a target on him. So that's over here. And I'm dismounted. City BB, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. And I say, hello. I've missed something. I've missed something. Oh, hang on. I had to pick up a quest. Once you complete... Yeah. Starts at the sprout. Oh, okay. Sprout can be found at the Emerald Dream. Is that it? No. Oh, yeah. Is there a bucket? No, no, not the bucket. Uh-oh. Hang on. Open lap. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna look at the instructions again. 4867. I just need to work this out. I just need to work this out on my own. I'm gonna implode if I try to comprehend advice. I just have a hard time with directions. I'm going to head there. Hello. You were on fire. And now there's a quest. Okay. Important step that I had missed. There we go. That's better. Hello. Feel free to use my bucket, and now there's a bucket. Pick up the bucket. Oh, it's funny. So the quest, so it's just a normal quest that has all the markers in your map and all the markers on your map and everything. The fact that the Wowhead comment was like telling me what color and like this thing starts as neutral and then becomes green and you got to go to these coordinates and do the thing. I thought it was gonna be like a secret without any like quest coordinates. It's like a normal quest. You can, yeah. There we go. And then the plants back. Yeah, there's quest markers. It's okay. Thank God for that. What map are you going for? I'm starting the Oker Dream Talon thing. I can't finish it today because it's not really a grind. It's like a 23-day process apparently. But I'm just starting it. Poetry. Speak to the plant. Okay, and now 5 days later we'll be able to do something else. And I'm going to remember that eventually. Should I set it? No, it doesn't matter. I can set a reminder. Alright, let's find something else to do. Before I got restreamed today, I had a 4-day weekend. Feels like Monday to me today. I'm here. I'm streaming. Ooh, you guys have a nice Christmas Boxing Day? I had a cozy one. It turned out though that I had a couple of different family gatherings, and every single one of them was canceled because somebody from each household got sniffles, and did the responsible thing and did not then proceed to share their sniffles with everybody. So we're I'm sure we're gonna do all of those things, but they're all kind of postponed indefinitely until people feel better. But I had a really cozy Christmas at home with partner and with doggy and with kitty. Mr. Moosey loved his toys, but he managed to eviscerate both of them, like, almost immediately. Not eviscerate, but, like, critically damage in a way that's going to require some reconstructive surgery. So I need to get around to pulling at my sewing machine and then doing some patch-up to reinforce the initial points of weakness and see if that buys any more time on those toys. Like your hat, Play Warrior. I want a neat wizard hat. It's a cloth Mogg, unfortunately. There are, I think, wizard hats that aren't, but this one is a cloth Mogg from Amirdrasil. Okay. Hazel brand Squishmallows win. Oh, that would be the dream. All right, well, now what? We're starting all kinds of stuff today. Oh, you know what? I think I left my rogue out at Rustfeather. We can do that just to do it, just because it doesn't have to travel. I had 3 days of several big naps. It's been great. Oh, nice. Sometimes you just need to catch up. Some of it's 5 days, 1 or 2 of them takes 3 days. Try to remember. Check it once a week. What's Kira's favorite present? The wrapping paper. I got her little crinkly ball toy that she loves. And you have to like crinkle it for her to make sure she can continue to find it because she can't see. But she was so happy playing with it. It was very, very cute. But then she's, and this isn't a problem or anything, but I think she like remembered that she likes playing. And now she likes to sit at my desk and pounce on my mouse cable and then bite it while I'm doing keys. But you know, she's like 10 and blind and my baby. So I kind of let her do whatever she wants. Rogue. Here she is. Good kitty. Celebrated with friends. Very grateful for them inviting me into their traditions. Aw. Yeah, cotton thread. I don't have any cotton thread, but I'm just gonna try and keep an eye on the toys. We pull them whenever they start to get pieces off of them. You would be horrified at some of the things that dog has managed to eat on the sly and then come out the other end. Hit renown 18 with the Dream Wardens. Have all the purchasable mounts. Still working on the Oker Dream Talent quest line. Nice. Mark Burnout caught up to me. Hear me out. Flabby plays a rogue named Flustabby. I need to bookmark that for him. I need to tell him that's a good one. I like Flab and Stab. No Squishmallow ornaments existed. My aunt got me one. Very cute, and I want to collect more. Well, I'm waiting for Rustfeather, and that's good. What did I want? Oh, I wanted to show you a picture. Hang on. Let me make sure we're on this, and let me see if I can pull it up. I knew a dog who ate full metal cans. Oh, that's stressful. Can I copy that one, and then can I move it? Copy, move and copy into, yeah, that's fine. And then I can pull up that folder. Bet's comment, cleanest teeth he'd seen. I had a cozy couple of days. I like spending mornings with my puppy because he's like kind of in this like sleepy playful mood that's like really cute and really cuddly. He gets very lovey in the morning and he seems like double happy because normally I'm streaming. So if I'm not streaming and I can like hang out in the living room with him, he gets like extra adorable. And yeah, that one. That's me with my puppy. He's getting so big. My puppy's getting so big. But we've been cozying up there on the couch together and I would like play some Animal Crossing or hang out. My boo-boo. Almost as big as you. He's stretching. Every morning you see him and you're like, you're bigger, aren't you? And he's like, woof. He's so cute. What's his breed? He is a mix of 14 different breeds. Because I was extra and we got one of those DNA tests for him. And the top entries were German Shepherd and Malamute. But with a dash of everything else. Hazel is not 7 feet tall. Do you think his ears will fully pop up? No, not anymore. If they were gonna, they would have done it by now. He is 7 months old. And they only stand up all the way if he's like incredibly interested and like excited by something or like focused on something. Most of the time they'll be kind of like half up and then half over. And then when he's really tired, they'll be all the way down. But then if he needs to pay attention to something, he'll put one of them all the way up like a satellite dish. But when they're all the way up, they look insane because they're so big. And he's still like growing into different parts of himself. He's, you know, he's 7 months old. He's not fully grown by any stretch of the imagination yet. But yeah, I don't think they're going to stand all the way up. And at this point, I kind of don't want them to. They're so cute. I love, because when they're half up and half over and he's walking, they're just like bling, 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 bling. They're so cute. He's such a sweet baby. He's getting better about not being mouthy with hands when he's cuddling, because he liked to give love bites, but I'm trying to not have that. So whenever he does that, I just kind of take my hands away and I stop paying attention to him. And he's kind of gotten the idea now. So now he'll be like all excited and like lovey, and I'll like offer one of my hands. He'll be like, Moose, what's this for? And he'll look at it and he'll look at me and he'll go, or like a nose bump to it, but he won't bite it. And he'll be like, all right, I know, sorry. Although sometimes when he's just a bit clumsy, so sometimes when he's playing or like chewing on something, he'll nip you like by mistake. But like if he was trying to chew on his toy and he accidentally gets a little bit of you, you're in trouble. I had a wound on my hip because he was chewing on one of his chew toys next to me on the couch, and I wasn't really paying attention, and he managed to pinch a little bit of my hip in his jaws, and that was we were both sorry. He wasn't in trouble or anything because it was a total accident, but I think he felt bad. What's the farm today? I'm doing a little rust feather and a little arachnoid harvester just to do it. But this is the only character I have that's like parked out here, so I'm not like committing to the grind with all of my feet or anything. I did get the seething slug today. I went in and got all the orbs and did the seething cache. So that's one thing. Parents were dog sitting. We're obviously terrified they'd killed him by forgetting to put the stuff away. We're still doing 59 Saturday night hold runs when you got Mr. Moose. Really? I guess it was back in August. Come over to SOD Farm with us. Pog Day AOTC last night. T-Swift video helped me crunch some last minute fight knowledge. Oh, nice. Congrats on your AOTC. That's exciting. I don't have a raid tonight. Although it's just farm night. Yeah, it's just raid farm. I wonder how much longer we're going to keep farming heroic for. I guess probably until we get a couple more legendary drops for more of our two-hander users. We got one, but I think our Death Knights are going to want them too. Had a scar on my stomach for a while. Sure, it was just an accident. Dog went for the ball. The other side of the garden. Have you looked into SOD? I played for a couple days. I got pulled back to retail because the retail season was too much fun. And I don't have the capacity to get into 2 games at once, really. Not when they're both like MMOs like WoW. But I had a nice time. I played Hunter for a little bit. Made another Hunter in Classic last night. So much fun. You should try it. I want to play hardcore again. I miss hardcore. That was the thing SOD was missing for me, was the threat of doom. It didn't have enough danger. I want, in February, when Self-Found comes out, I want to be all over that if I can. That sounds so fun. Legal notice. Not actual cave. Found some caves eventually. Farm until I get my friendship badge. Raid leader brought his alt warrior to the frat kill, got the Lego, while our main two-hander user received. Trying to figure out when I want to jump into hardcore again, feeling the itch. I like the idea that it's kind of always around and that you don't necessarily need other people to be also into it at the same time. The same way that you would for like, sometimes with classic launches, it feels like if you're not kind of playing when everybody else is playing, it's going to be dead pretty quickly because there's nobody doing the group content. But if most of your joy comes from the solo content, like the questing, you can kind of do that anytime. I loved making new alts in hardcore. I loved starting characters. I liked the first 20 levels. After that, it got kind of slow. Although I guess I can always make my own rolls and just say that if I get them to like 20 or 30 or whatever, then woohoo, we're done. Do another class. Go again. Should play Meowita, my undead rogue with the stabbies. Rustfeather must be up soon. I must have just missed it. Want to keep pushing further. Also started D4 recently, plus retail. Well. I don't think you can trade the legendary drop item. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's personal loot, and I think it's soulbinds to you. I don't think you can give it to somebody else. Some people are speculating the skull in the retail roadmap is a hardcore mode. That is funny. I would not put money on it, but I would be that would be the best outcome for me. I betcha it's just some kind of like a mini patch with some piratey content. But if they did some kind of a hardcore mode of any kind, it would be so funny. Even if it like crashes and burns, I would get more of a kick out of that. I don't know if it's a good idea. It's just I think it would be fun. So sad when the TBC server went away. Excited to find out what time running's all about. Hi Hazel, good luck on the farm today. Finished the Black Prince rep grind after about a year. Very nice, congratulations. So the pirates are hardcore, bet is hardcore. I guess, and I'm glad it's kind of not my problem to figure it out, but it feels like there are a lot of things that made hardcore successful in Classic that aren't necessarily true in retail. But you never know whether or not it would work. Like, it would just be kind of like an experiment, right? Like, if it doesn't go well, then it's like, well, we put up like a couple servers. It's not like you have to commit to developing content for it for the rest of your life. It could just be like a season thing. I think that WoW moving in the direction of more seasonal content and releases and stuff is probably the way it's gonna go. That seems like the future. Eager for more hero talent tree reveals. Do you like puzzle games, Hazel? Not usually. With, I'm sure, a couple of exceptions. Hardcore mode where you're a pirate and hostile with everything. I think hardcore for retail would be a very different experience with different challenges. I don't think that leveling would be the struggle. So if you're just trying to level, that could be fairly reasonable. But if you wanted to do anything else, then it gets spicier. Besides, who says that leveling would need to be part of it? Maybe the hardcore gives you template characters, but then you're trying to like push a key or something without dying. Like how far can you push keys totally deathless, etc. Although the timer combined with permadeath is a little bit spooky. You know, there's all kinds of different things that they could do. They wouldn't necessarily have to just like turn on permadeath and hope for the best, although they could do that. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I don't know anything. I'm just here. I'm wearing 2 shirts, man. My hands are cold. Hardcore Keystone Dungeons. Haunted Chocolatier on your radar at all? Looking forward to it? Sort of. It's one of those things that I'm kind of reserving hype until A, it comes out, because it's one of those things that you don't know when it's going to come out. I've been hearing about it forever. But then secondly, it seems to be a lot of the things that I loved about Stardew were kind of specific to the Stardew setting. I liked the farming, and I liked the kind of settling into a small town aspects of it, which seemed to be like, it's Haunted Chocolatier looks like a different theme. I would probably try it just because I think Concerned Ape deserves my money, but I don't know if it would have the same thing for me. Maybe it would. Oregon Will, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years. I have not seen Coral Island. Maybe it's just the date when they'll announce that Season 4 will have Crimbatol in it. Everything is hostile. Good luck getting through the fated raids without slicing and dicing a raid member once or twice. Friendly fire. Oh, dear. Bless you with good luck to get the mail. Which brook in the horizon Stardew like, but the magic's school. A la Hardwood setting. I was feeling a little bit nostalgic this past Christmas for the Christmases of my childhood where you would get like a game and you would spend all Christmas and then like half of your Christmas break like playing your new game. And I was kind of thinking, is there any new game that I'm like interested in? Like I would buy myself something. Just to kind of do the new game over Christmas thing. But like I kind of looked at the options and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just pick up Hearthstone Battlegrounds again. Sounds fun. Juicy Snug Bubble, thank you for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Have you seen the hit Disney property Dreamlight Valley? I'm sure it's a fun game. It's not for me though. Type of game experience for which you have an itch. I was kind of feeling like playing another survival crafting game. Flabby and I were talking about starting like a Don't Starve server, or like continuing, like trying to finish our Valheim playthrough or something. But then we made main swapped alts instead, so I think we're gonna do that. Think you'd find Timberborn fun? I've looked into it before. I feel like I could also really get into like a factory game if it had the right aesthetic. But I don't really want to get into a factory game because I think that it would ruin my life more than I've already managed to do. I don't think I would have any self-control with my playtime for it because that kind of thing just really, really gets me. When I very briefly played a game called Craftopia, which is kind of like it's a Steam game that's like a crafting game, except that it's like a crafting game crossed with a Breath of the Wild ripoff, basically. It was a good game. I haven't played it since they redesigned it. I don't know how Nintendo hasn't sued them into dirt yet, but whatever. But in that game, in Craftopia, there were automation loops where you can set up conveyor belts, and you can set up funnels, and you can set up auto grabbers, and you can set up like chests that automatically gather things within a radius, and then things that automatically select things from certain chests, and you could basically set up an assembly line to automatically process whatever it was that you were trying to do. And then you could like make the conveyor belts huge to like cross islands to like get the ore that you're mining on the beach like over the mountain and then into your farm and whatever. Like I really liked that. I got very into that for a hot minute. It was extremely fun. The game kind of goes off the rails after a while because there's a thing where you're like, I mean, it was before the redesign when I tried it, but I remember we were like replicating vendors. Oh, there's Rose Feather. Tag it! There we go. We were cloning vendors and then killing them by smashing them together and turning them into, I don't know, it was weird. There was like a lot of vendors just wandering around and then dying. It was a bit strange. No luck on Rust Feather. Let's go wait for Harvester. DVK Joe, thank you very, very much. Giving out 10 gift subs. You've given out a total of 35 for this channel. Holy moly. Appreciate it. Congrats to those who picked them up. Some great names in there. Hot dang. I think they call it idle games. Factory game did to my very ADHD friend. Where is Rocket Harvester spawn? Somewhere around this way. Because clicker games are death to me. I get addicted with no holds towards those. I don't even enjoy them. They just hijack into the reward center of the brain. Immediately remembered why I can't play sim games. Satisfactory he was obsessed with. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Satisfactory and Factorio. I think the only thing that has stopped me from getting into either of them is the sort of industrial aesthetic of them. And I get having an industrial aesthetic for a factory game, but it's not really my vibe. Also, I'm a little worried that I would get like super motion sick in them, specifically Satisfactory. I think Factorio is not the 3D one. Thought the dang bird was never going to flap its wings around here. Katie, thank you very much for the 36-month resub. Happy 3 years of Hazel streams. Hello all. Still our winter of snowy discontent up here. Hope everyone is having a nice holiday season. Thank you very, very much. It is warm here. It's weirdly warm, windy, and there were wave warnings of like 10 to 22 foot waves hitting coastal areas around here. I am not super close to that, but it's definitely made me nervous for the people that are, and also think like 4 times about my old fantasy of having waterfront property so I can like watch whales from my living room. Not worth it if you're watching tsunami waves from your living room. maybe buy something inland. Yeah, ways, you know. Consider Witcher 3. Pretty good representation of rural life in it. What part of life that isn't industry would you like to build up and scale infinitely? I just wanted to have a different vibe. A different aesthetic, so to speak. Miss snow. Very little snow right now, actually. It's 11 degrees outside right now. Or it was this morning when I went for a walk. It was... Here, let me see what it is. And, like, supposedly we're getting more windstorms. We had, like, big winds on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's 12 degrees and raining with 2 weather alert. Yeah, wind warnings. Elevated ocean water levels accompanied by significant waves are expected, likely exceeding the highest astronomical tide. Large wave storm surge... Flooding, coastal flooding's expected. Continue to monitor alerts. Yeah. Wild. 7 still here. He nearly went cycling. Oregon coast, we have 40-foot wave warnings. Yeesh. Whales come to you. I think I bought Subnautica but didn't start it, but it's one of those ones that's on my list that I feel like I'm gonna like, but I just haven't played it yet. You come back to us in Canada? I did, yeah. I've been here for 2 years now, I think. I moved back at the end of 21. Deciding on the part for my new PC. Trying to pick my RAM. Minimum speed, maximum latency I should aim for. Hopefully somebody can help me with that. Makes me thankful Anchorage is on a little cliff. Mid 40s to 50s all week. A couple inches of snow on the ground. Wore a sweatshirt. It was fine on Christmas Day. Doesn't feel like winter. Yeah. Yeah. Climate's a changing. What better time than between the years to try something different? What do you mean between the years? Like between Christmas and New Year's, or just like in general? Got a 4060 for Christmas. Ha ha ha. Takes Two is a blast for couples. Great fun. I have played Takes Two, actually. Turbo Wonkin, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. But I'm also still enjoying Animal Crossing. I caught a stringfish. I broke the stringfish curse. My last save file, I had everything, literally everything donated to the museum. I guess not the art, but like all of the fish and bugs and fossils except for the stringfish. And I would always quit the game around the wintertime and then pick it up again after stringfish season was over. And then I would have to play through the whole year being like, next December, I'm going to catch one. And then December would come around, I would get like busy with something and I would quit again. But this time, I did it. I farmed up like a ton of bait in Animal Crossing to catch the stringfish. And I went to my cliff tops and I was just like checking at the fish that were already there before I started throwing any bait. And then it was there and I caught it. It was a warm-up fish. I didn't even use my bait yet. I wasn't even ready. We need Mustafa emojis. We do need Mustafa emojis. Between 2023, 2024, something people say to me between Christmas and New Year's. Might be a German thing. It makes sense. It also sounded a little bit like that joke that I said once, where I said, "Well, come on, guys, it's my birthday year," and that it's kind of always between years. Hi, kitty cat. Welcome back. I love New Year's. I don't party or anything. I just love net resolutions. I am a sucker for believing that I'm gonna change. Hi, kitty cat. What else am I gonna farm after this? I mean, I could always do... I think I might do Mr. Assassin attempts on LFR and a bunch of characters, because that's like fast and easy. Hi, you coming up? Oh, I need to do your nails. You got some claws there, kitty cat. Hello. Is your cat very vocal? Not usually. She will... Oh, you do have sharp claws. She'll speak up every now and then if she has something to say, but she doesn't chat continuously. For the most part, she'll be very silent, and then every now and then she'll go meow, and then you know that she's spoken. I think you've changed over the past few years in a good way. Aww. You feel food coma coming on. Had the largest Christmas dinner ever, only 2 days late. Nice. Alright, no luck with that. Let's do some of those, yeah, let's do some Mr. Assassins. I wouldn't say that packing on 20 kilograms of muscle is on my resolution list. I did make Christmas dinner, speaking of Christmas dinner. Partner picked up some salmon fillets, or like a big pack of salmon, and I also had received a book of salmon recipes for Christmas. So I like tabbed through them until I found like a glaze, and then I pan fried them, and then had some green beans and some cream corn and some bread, and it was delicious. There was more than one thing on a plate. It's crazy for me. I normally only cook one thing at a time. All right, let's do some LFR Tomb of Sargeras to try for the Abyss Worm. Thinking of adopting a couple kitties again, finally. I think that's a wonderful idea. Every year, I think I'm going to go out and do a big fancy New Year thing in the city. End up asleep on someone's couch in a cheese combo before the ball drops, hoping for bagels in the morning. That, to me, would constitute doing a fancy New Year thing in the city. You went to someone else's house and you found a cheese ball. It's better than me. I usually stay home and, I don't know, do the same thing I always do. I'm going to $1. Wish I liked salmon. Please don't take my Alaska card. More for me. Book full of salmon recipes, you say? It's like an Alaskan salmon cookbook. It's like a little cookbook. It's like a small one. And I like it so far because all the recipes are like simple. They're straightforward. They're not super fancy. It's just like ideas for, it's, you know, different ways to cook and eat in salmon. Should we do it in channel? It's just too fishy. It is fish. I want to catch salmon. I want to go fishing for salmon, but I am willing to give it a few years. Both for my dog to grow up and either be willing to come with me and chill or stay home and chill, one of the above. He's still a puppy. And then also, until I get smart enough to understand salmon regulations and to understand how to properly ID salmon. Because I was like, you're allowed to keep... So, like, if you get a salmon stamp on your license, there are certain seasons in which you can fish for salmon, but whether or not you're allowed to retain them depends on the type of salmon and the size of it. So you might be allowed to retain like 4 pink salmon, but if it's a coho salmon, you can only keep 1, and it must be greater than 30 and smaller than 45 centimeters or like whatever. But the problem is that if you're catching them in the ocean, and I don't know if that's what I would be doing, but if you catch them in the ocean and they're in their ocean form, they're all like pink fish, or not pink fish, they're silver fish. Like all salmon look incredibly similar. And yeah, they have like, this one has black gums, and this one has a slightly larger fin, and this one has small spots, and this one has more small spots. But like, I bet you anything, I'm going to pull out a salmon, if I ever pulled out a salmon. And I would look at it and I would go, well, that's a salmon. I think it's the right kind. And then the poor salmon's going to be like flopping around out of the water, like suffering while I try and figure out whether or not I'm allowed. Like, I feel like IDing a salmon on the fly, if you're not experienced with it, is going to be awful because they look identical. Excuse me. Are you a coho or a sockeye or a chum or a pink or a king salmon? Are you a steelhead that's lost? I'm going to... I know this one. Gates of Hell, I think. Are you afraid of bears while fishing for salmon? I should be. I'm not, but I should be. We were fishing, ocean fishing on the beach at dusk, and then we had quite the hike to get back to the car 2 summers ago, last summer, sometime, maybe 2 summers ago now. And I had cleaned this fish at the beach so that, because I was heading back to like an Airbnb and I didn't want to gut the fish there. But I cleaned the fish at the beach and I packed it up, and then we were like, okay, we got to hike back up to the car. We've got this big hike through this like pretty rural, like out there forest that's had lots of bear sign, and it's dusk and I have a fish. I am an idiot. If I get eaten by a bear, I kind of deserve it. They're going to read about my story in Reader's Digest or whatever publication replaces them, and all the Canadians are going to go, yep, she asked for it. CSS, thank you for the 5-month resub. I did not see any bears that night. However, my mom saw some in that exact same spot the following day after I had left, which was something. Ask the salmon for some ID. Sound like a fish professional to me. Well, that shucks. Saw a beaver this morning while out on a walk. Was it huge? Are they big? Did you like it? Did they make any noises? Are they cute? Oh, 5-month resub. Got the gift of COVID for Christmas. Gonna get comfy, watch some streams. I hope you feel better very, very, very soon. Swimming, chilling, my day was made. Yeah, this is LFR. A professional. I don't know about that. I haven't been fishing, you know. I'm too much of a smooshy to fish in the winter. It's cold out there, man. I'm tired. The fish are tired. It's dark. It's cold. It's raining. It's windy. I'm staying home. I'll go fishing in the summer. Beavers counted as fish for Passover. Took my Devaku through Mythic Emerald Nightmare last night for the Dreamer title. Third boss was taking 90% reduced damage. Did over 2 mil damage for a boss with 1.3 mil health. Katie, I should sit up normally. Here, let's uncross the legs and turn to face the monitor. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. You gotta do the cat seatbelt if she's on the chair while you're moving it. Hi. You're okay. I'm surprised that there's still any Mogg that I need from here. Even from Gates of Hell, there's gloves that could drop for my priest from Harjatan, and then Sassine can actually drop legs that I don't have yet. Must not have done it. If you saw, you said Grizzly would 1v1 a xenomorph. Probably not, but that's because xenomorphs aren't real, so they have like as much power as you decide that they want to. Mountain lions, but we stay away from those. All I see are yotes and the occasional javelina. Where's that? What are those? Those sound awesome. I really like all of the animals that aren't the bugs. I want to like the bugs, but sometimes I don't see them because they're very small. You know, we have some animals are like super common and some animals are rarer. And the rare ones are always cool to see. Like if you see like a heron flying over the city or like a bald eagle, or even the ravens are a little bit more uncommon around the city. Although you do still hear them sometimes. But we have like a million crows and seagulls. And I love the crows and the seagulls. They're huge and they're really social. The crows more so than the seagulls, but like they're just cool to watch, man. Even the common ones I think are really fun. Ran that hellfire thingy so many times to get the staff that matches the void elf gear. The only desert critters that get near my part of the suburbs. Ravens, magpies, always talking outside. I love them. Seagulls are birds. I understand that not everyone's gonna like every animal, and that's fine. But I've always thought it was monstrously unfair to judge animals by human standards of like morality and manners. It's weird, you know. They're animals. They're doing animal things. Anything else is just projection. Any luck here? Not so much. But this is a really easy one to just kind of try again. So I'm gonna leave the instance and then get another character and then do it again. Bunnies are in my apartment complex. They're adorbs. I think pigeons are really pretty. I think pigeons are gorgeous birds. I don't see them too often here, but I used to see them sometimes around my suburb in Oregon. I would take some pictures of them with my big camera. Okie dokie. Barnacles. Yeah, crows remember. I saw a funny, if of dubious authenticity, Amazon review. How would you rate a hand cream that attracted wolf spiders? Oh, it's nightmare fuel. Oh. Spiders, very cool when they're not on me. I appreciate that they tend to avoid me. They don't like me. They don't want anything to do with me. I'm sure I share my home with some, and for the most part, we have a truce that we have different hours. They come out at night. I come out in the daytime. It works. I'm going to Borellis. What class do you think has the prettiest spells? Resto Shaman, maybe? I like the water effects. Evan's Austin, thank you for the 29-month resub. Just showed up. What are we farming? I'm taking a couple cracks at the abyss worm from Mr. Sassine in the Tomb of Sargeras. I don't know if I'm going to get lucky, but we'll give it a try. Spiders, they love our house. Look at this running animation. Places to be. Taking a week off from the key grind, at least today. I might want to do some later in the week. I do enjoy them, but I've been doing a lot of keys on stream and I wanted to farm something today. Gates of Hell. What a magnificent chicken. Oh, kitty cat sleepy. The only thing a druid could get from this particular wing is a chest piece from Sassy, and then of course the worm. Twigbot 4K, thank you for the 17-month resub. Happy Wednesday, Hazel. Holiday-wise, enjoyed? Well play going well. Fire Boomkin. Wild. I got so lucky on this druid, getting forms and stuff. I got a bunch of forms that were not 100% drop rate on my first try. It's like the game's trying to tell me something. Holidays were very nice, thank you. I just think it's a happy run. I think this looks really goofy, but I think Moonkins are inherently goofy, so I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's the... I think the wizard owl thing. I don't know. Owl doesn't seem quite right, does it? It's not the thing that takes itself the most seriously in this game. I am excited for account-wide Mogg farming. I am. Chicken bear. Does it really look like it's like an owl? Yeah, like there's definitely some bear going on. I've seen chickens. I'm not convinced. Leveled a second druid to get the new bear. Still haven't got it. I was very jealous when you got it first try. Just notice how big his feet are. I feel like his feet should be more feathery. I would enjoy if he had big feathers on his feet. Love those running animations. I like Barnacles. He got a friendship badge, champion friendship badge out of his vault, which he was happy about. I still haven't taken anything. And then my priest, I think, took a myth track cloak. It was a tough one because I had the option of a hero track seedling and I'm using a champion track seedling. But I decided to just take the myth track cloak and move on with my life because it had decent stats on it. I think. Or at least it didn't have worse stats than my old cloak that was only champion track. But my hunter hasn't taken a vault option yet. I think I need to sim it. I need to export a simcraft string and then plug it into some website or another, raid bots or whatever it is that sims DPS. I'll probably ask Flabby to help me. Whatever sims DPS to figure out what my best upgrade from the vault is, because she's got like confusing options. There's not like a really obvious clear answer. So I think I'm just going to have to sim it for my hunter. I want Moonkin style slippers. I would enjoy if he had talons. I don't know how I feel about Zandalari Moonkin. I like it because it's different. I really like that the Zandalari Moonkin is unique. It feels very individual. A lot of vaults this week like that. You always take the gold from the vendor. I have a feeling that playing Krabby, my enhancement shaman ult that I'm leveling, is going to make me really want to play my BM hunter because I'm going to miss how easy it is. The Saberclaw, thank you for the 38-month resub. Belated happy holidays and the best wishes for a great new year. One and all, yes, the Guardian Druid main. Also, Jelly, if your first try drop of the new bear appearance, grats, good luck on your next farm of choice. Thank you very, very, very much. Krabby with a K. Krabby with a K. I couldn't believe it. I also could have taken Flobby, Flobby, but then I ended up going with Krabby. Any luck? Nope. All right. Could have a set using the crabfist weapons. I'll show you her transmog when I log over. It's not a crab fist, although that is a good option, but I think it's pretty incredible. Is she not the sickest thing you've ever seen? But I gotta level it before I can be confused about what enhancement shamans do. It's melee, which is stinky, but if I have to play this, Flavia has to play Holy Priest, so it'll be good. I think I've got the easier deal because at least DPS, there's not like a lot of pressure on it. I am getting on this one. Krabby's offhand looks like a hip joint. It's the petrified shin bone that kept dropping from Foreman Thistle Nettle when I was trying to get that one... I forget what I was farming from him, like an axe or something. When I was in the dead mines, like outside the dead mines killing that mob, I got a bajillion petrified shinbone Moggs in the area, and that's what that is. Hope your day's been great so far. I love Jeeper Gaming. Needs the spectacles to protect her from the sheer glory she sheds at all times. She rides the tread blade, the Alliance motorcycle. It's so sick. I don't know what her flying mount's going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to feel like a step down because the tread blade is so cool. On my way to kill and strip Lord Stormsong for Transmog. Getting desperate. Alright. Wailing. Wailing. Gates of Hell. Gates of Hell. Retired mage, played Vanilla to Mop, came back to Dragonflight. I'm so lost. They changed a bunch of stuff, but once you get your feet under you, it's good. It feels good. It's not going to ask a ton of your time. I think the biggest burden to getting back into it is just kind of sticking with it long enough to get over that knowledge hump of getting used to how things work now. I would say that if you are... Nah, never mind. I don't know where I was going with that. Krabby needs to ride the Nagitar Meta Achievement Crab. True. Or the blue one from the blue one for the trading post. Figure out how. Do okay performance-wise? There's so much now. Yeah. Yeah, I would say the upgrade system and then professions were probably the two things that changed the most. They were the most new to Dragonflight, that also have the most layers. But I kind of love them because, I don't know, it's... nerdy. Nerd stuff. I like my nerd game. I like all my stats. I like all my crafting stats and getting my crafting gear and getting my crafting skill points to get my crafting procs. I like getting my flight stones and my crests and my, you know, getting like a hero track piece and an alt and then being like, oh man, I need to farm. Yeah, I got my latest spark. I need to farm my, if I can just get 45 aspect crests or whatever, I could craft the sickest piece and getting your embellishes and like, don't get me wrong, getting embellished pieces crafted is ugly, but like once you've got it and you're like walking around with all of your stuff all set up, it feels pretty good. I have not played Path of Exile. That's too nerdy for me. That one goes too far. I've taken a look at it, but it never really caught my eye. Seems like having gathering alts is so clunky. I like having gathering on the characters that I play all the time, so I can just kind of pick stuff up while I'm out in the world, but actually gathering for gold has not really been my mojo this expansion. I've just been buying the stuff that I need to craft. Any League in your past? Me? Barely any. I did like the tutorial for League a couple of times across the years, but no, I've played next to no MOBAs. Assuming you're talking to me, you might be having a conversation with somebody else. The most MOBA I ever played was Heroes of the Storm for the different WoW promotions. There was the Primal Flame Saber, and then there was the Graves Pet. I played enough to get those things, and that was about it. No League, no wonder you're so bright and happy. MOBA's just not my cup of tea. People seem to like them. All my characters go at 300 plus run speed, still can't stand it. It's pretty fast. Yeah, I occasionally I'll set up a speed set on somebody, but I can't even bother to get them out of the bank. Do they though? Do they really? I mean, they must be getting something out of the experience of playing the MOBA, or they wouldn't continue to play it. It's just that they might not be getting the thing that they set out to get. Nope, not that time. Biggest gate, trying to get the gear to get into LFR stuff for any dungeons doesn't seem to help. I would say for that, forget dungeons. Go to the Emerald Dream. Make sure you do your 3 weeklies there. Play the Emerald Dream campaign, and then use the flight stones and the crest that you get to upgrade the gear you get from the Emerald Dream. That should get you to 424. I've done it that way a couple of times recently. I didn't touch dungeons on them. I got them from like a fresh like 330 or whatever to 424 by replaying the campaign. And then doing the weeklies once or twice. This character. Her turn. Flightstones, wasn't sure what they're for. There are NPCs called item upgraders. There's a couple of them in Veldraken. There's one of them in the Emerald Dream in the base. There's actually one in the raid too. But when you go to an item upgrader and you open up the interface, you'll be able to see. You can kind of drag your gear into it, and it'll tell you what you need to upgrade your gear. The basic stuff you can upgrade with just flight stones, and then as you get into higher item level gear, you might need crests too, but you get crests from doing things. You'll get crests from all kinds of stuff. I'm going to Dalaran. That's right. Who is this priest? This is Allison. And she came in handy recently because apparently I fully leveled Inscription for no reason, but my friend needed a max level Inscription character to make them a thing for their legendary, and I was able to do it because I somehow leveled Inscription. So Allison, the super cool undead Shadow Priest, came in handy this patch, even though she's not currently geared. Don't Mythic Plus keep getting Flightstone starved? Yeah, there are other places to get them, but I tend to get most of mine from Mythic Plus. Where am I going? What am I doing? This isn't right at all. Failing Mythic Plus. If I wasn't going to do that and I wanted to farm Flightstones, I would probably do world quests that specifically give Flightstones, and then also seed planting, like planting seeds and maybe even joining seed planting groups to try to get those bags you get for the seeds when they have like the full dream, like the right hand side reward. You want that one to be at least above 50, but ideally at full. And you'll get that as long as you contribute to it at least once, but if other people can also help get it to max level. So if you do it in a group, that'll be more flight stones. And then weekly quests also help with flight stones too. But yeah, tough without keys. We're doing Gates of Hell. Giggle when the artifact quest giver sprints at you in Telecon. Most of my characters have not done their class hall quests, and most of them get harassed whenever they go to Dal. The campaign, the Emerald Dream campaign, is also great flight stones. Doing the whole thing doesn't take too long and gives like chunks of flight stones. Gets you off the ground. I started an undead Shadow Priest named Forsythium right around the time you started Allison. Good to know that I'm not the only one who's left them on the loading screen. I feel like I got what I wanted from this character. Yes. I have her for next time I get the itch to play an undead. And until then, she can decorate the loading screen and like help farm for this kind of thing. I'm satisfied with it. I've come to the realization that I don't have to play all of my alts. They don't have to be for anything. They can just, you know, if I wanted to level something and I leveled it, then it did the job, and it's anything else is bonus. If I could get gloves from Harjatan, I could get legs from Sassine, just like with my other priest. Wait until I finish Emerald Dream before getting to Heroics and Mythics. At least the main campaign. You don't have to, but it'll help. It'll definitely help. Coming from known campaign replay hater. This is true. Is that a typo? Or is that just my name when I'm being like really cranky? Undead Run always makes me cackle. Typo. Okay. That's probably for the best. I don't mind her run, actually. I feel like I'm hoping that her nerves rotted before her cartilage did, because otherwise she's in a great deal of pain. She's got a lot of joints that are just rubbing on each other directly. Most of my alts are to satisfy desire of a specific race class transmog, knowing I'll need them for farming at some point. What I really want from retail is I want them to give me some excuse to level alts in some sort of like seasonal event without needing to clutter up my character screen forevermore. I kind of like that about hardcore, was that it had all the appeal of like making an alt and getting into a new character without the psychic weight of you're going to have this alt forever and ever and will eventually feel guilty that you no longer play it. Not that I really feel that guilt anymore, but I did for a long time. And the main thing in retail that was some incentive to like level alts that you knew you didn't really need was the stay classy achievement for the guild. I think at one or 2 points in my history in different guilds, I didn't like carry it on my own, but I would like level like a character of like a strange race class combination specifically to try to help get the guild that achievement. And that was really fun. And once you've kind of leveled it, you don't even need to keep the alt. Like, it's already contributed towards the achievement. It doesn't have to stay alive, so you could delete it. I'm sure most of them have been for me. But that's what I would want from like some kind of a strange seasonal release from WoW, is I want them to give me excuses to level. Because I like leveling in retail. But, and I've been having fun doing it recently just to level new alts and play them in the season, but there's no denying that I am cluttering my character screen. I am done with Christmas movies now. I shall not watch any more until next year. It's time for other movies. I watched The Swan Princess yesterday. I liked that a lot. I hadn't seen that since I was a little kid, and it was everything I dreamed it was. No luck. No luck with that one. What time is it? 10:30? I watched Violent Night, lived up to its name. Okay, let's get rid of these things. And I'm going to take a short break and be right back. This is one of Moose's Christmas presents that got an unfortunate new orifice. I think this is the squeaker, so I think maybe he was trying to get the squeaker out like some dogs do, but I'm gonna maybe try to like patch that one up. He has other toys that like he'll just play with and not chew on, but for some reason when we gave him these ones, he was like, I am going to deconstruct this. This thing's coming apart. Did you know there are 12 Swan Princess movies? I did not know that. I watched, I don't know, the one with Jean Bob played by John Cleese. Time for plushie surgery. I want to take another character through, although it's not that I don't want it to drop, but I'm almost a little bit like, I don't know, if it drops, then I need something else to farm. This is such a cozy farm. Like, it's so easy. There's no travel time. You just hearth to Dalaran and then remember where you're going. You can just queue right into the wing. I don't think anybody posts groups, but if they did, no. I'm out of luck with the Karakta. I can't believe we didn't get it. I feel like I really did my best farming for Karakta. I had a bunch of characters. At times I was doing it on like the whole set of them. We tried. I didn't not try. And I'll have to go back at some point, but it's probably going to be uglier than it was at the beginning. I should have put more effort into it at first. Sometimes procrastinating pays off with Mount Grants, and sometimes it does not. Oh dear. I do like this transmog though. This priest was my Shadowlands priest me. Grant me Gates of Hell. Most of the time pays up, sometimes doesn't. Yeah. Still missing Fabius. But I'm trying to not worry about anything that I don't have and just kind of pick something that sounds fun that could get me one more. It's not about all the mounts, it's just about more mounts. When do we do the, when do I get to sit in Argus and fish for the pond nettle? Doesn't that sound like the most fun streams ever? We could do that for a long time. I'll join. Speaking of farms that have been driving me up the wall, long respawn timer on the Primal Stormfury Outdoor boss. Forget to circle back to it regularly. If I ever do fish for the pond nettle, I'm gonna need like a little scrapbook or a little cheat sheet of like conversation topics that can get the chat going. Just like start fights in my chat so that we can just to fill time while I'm fishing. I got a legendary. I got a Legion legendary. An Almayesh, the Court of Hope, which apparently I didn't even need the transmog for. Cozy like the strange goop days. Is there a favorite Christmas movie you watched this year? Die Hard was fun. Die Hard was funny. I got a kick out of it. What else? I liked Let It Snow, actually. That was cute. It wasn't like... I don't know if I would watch it every year or anything, but it was cute. I enjoyed it. Spent 3 whole days fishing in the Plaguelands for the Ret Pally hidden artifact weapon appearance back in Legion. That was when I got into podcasts. Not a bad idea. I wonder why those, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but like those Raid Finder gloves just don't really seem to want to drop for this, for my priests. So when the War Within pre-patch comes out, are we just gonna like chain run every raid ever as much as possible? Probably on like the fastest possible character, right? Like it seems like it would make sense to revive and or create a new speed set on some druid or another. And then just crank through as much as possible, because there's like still all the difficulties. You know, you can do everything on LFR, you can do it on normal, you can do it on heroic, you can do the old ones on mythic, all the druids. Yeah, I guess there's no reason that you couldn't do. I mean, it's a question of like, am I gonna run out of like if I need stuff from every raid, do I want to try to run one raid repeatedly using multiple druids to get everything from that one raid, or do I want to take one character and just do all the raids from all the expansions? Just go farm everything and get as much as you can. Class lock transmogs will be learned by other class. They only said armor type. They did only say armor type. But I'm kind of reserving judgment. I'm hoping they're going to be generous with that. But I feel like I would be able to just crank. I think all the things random would be a nice way to structure that grind too. Like pick a random thing, but then be able to use a bunch of different characters and not be limited by armor type anymore. My druids run at 2 of 7 in cat form. It's awesome. I got the legs I needed. Blind Absolution LFR Priest legs, which you cannot see under her robe. Well, that's something. We're looking for the Abyss Worm, though. I'm gonna notice if I get it, right? Like, I guess I might have rarity on. You guys will notice. You always do. Someone always sees it and then goes, Hazel. Hazel, you got the mail. The add-on is all the things. ATT, all the things. Oh, here's a thing I can do. Was I gonna do something else in between characters? I don't remember. before I quit. It had like everything. Big collection. It is a project that could keep you busy for sure. They add so many things every patch too. Like the most recent patches have had so much transmog and then mounts and pets and toys added. The Emerald Dream in particular has a lot of it. Oh yeah, I forgot she was 458. Remember when I was a tank for a week? I'm going dollar run. That was a good week. I think I just got so much, I was so much comfier playing the Druid and the Hunter because the roles just feel more familiar. I just like being in ranged. I'll give melee another chance with Krabby. Who will your next tank be? What are we farming? I am trying for the Abyss Worm from Mistress Sassine and Tuma Sargeras by queuing up for the LFR wing on a bunch of characters, because that way they don't have to run out there. Krabby a randomized adult, you felt like playing Enhance? My bestie Flabby and I decided we were going to switch mains for these alts, so he's going to play a Gnome Holy Priest, and I'm going to play a Dark Iron Dwarf Enhancement Shaman. And then I figure we can teach each other how to play. see if that's a good idea or not. Why is there almost always a storm on the night before midday? I feel like it's always a recycling day here. Like, people will put out all of their, like, boxes and bags and papers and stuff, and then the biggest windstorm hits every single time, and then the streets are just filled with paper, and then my dog tries to eat all of it. Sounds fun. I think it'll be fun because it's a big departure for both of us. Flabby basically never plays ranged and genuinely never plays healer. And then I avoid melee generally. I'm almost always either a healer or like a ranged DPS. So it's a big swap. Plus, I always avoid Enhancement Shaman because Flabby plays Enhancement Shaman. And you're never going to look good at it in the same universe as Flabby. But he insists that he has similar misgivings about Holy Priest. So we'll see. I think he's going to be awesome at it. But perhaps I am not giving his effort enough credit by just assuming he's going to be automatically great at it, so I should be more understanding. Flabby's priest is named Blonksy. Blonksy. Blonksy and Krabby. Oh, I need all kinds of Mogg from for Death Knight. I got no plate. None of that stuff, though. What a duo. I'm sure I mean, they're like level 13, but I'm sure they'll be ripping up Mythic Plus keys in no time. You're gonna do your weekly heroic pug and you're gonna be like, who is that? Why is that priest named Blonksy? Hi Kitty, welcome back. Yesterday morning, it was Boxing Day, and it was my second day off, and I was like, I had it all planned, so I was gonna sleep in and snooze and catch up on sleep for Tuesday morning. And dawn breaks, and the first hints of light creep through the blinds, and in bed you hear Chirp! And you're like, is that the cosmic shoe squeaking on the school floor? And then you're like, okay, I think it's gone. And then you wait, and you're like, okay, I think I can go back to bed. And then you hear Chirp! And it turns out the smoke detector in my bedroom, which has been the worst thing ever. When we first moved in, it was like awful, because despite like multiple battery changes when I first moved in, it would continue to do the low battery chirp. And eventually the property manager had to like completely replace the thing to make it stop, because no matter how fresh the battery was, it would just do that. And now the new one, like detaches from the ceiling whenever the family upstairs like jumps. And then it just hangs in its cords, and I have to go like attach it back up because like it won't stay. And that's not even the problem. But anyways, I was like, you curse word. And then I was like, well, I have 9-volt batteries somewhere, and I've lived this nightmare long enough to know that it's 9-volt batteries that you need to do that. But I had like changed my furniture since the last time I had to do it, so like I didn't have my puppy kind of killed one of the cabinets that I used to use to keep batteries and stuff in, and I knew I'd relocated them, but I couldn't remember to where. And I got up and I like dug through, and I thankfully found some, because I was like, if I have to go to the store at like 7 in the morning to get batteries on Boxing Day, which if you're not familiar, it's like Black Friday, I was gonna be not a happy camper. But thankfully, past me stocked up on 9 volts, and thankfully that's all it needed. I gave it its new battery, and then I kissed it goodnight, and then it went back to sleep and stopped yelling at me. It was my exciting yesterday morning story. Thought it was a squeaky toy. No, I've had a real run with smoke detectors in my life. But we're on a truce. Thank heavens for past Hazel. And this is my reminder to all current use, is that if you have smoke detectors that use 9-volt batteries, just make sure you have a couple just around, just in case, because you do not want to have to go out and buy some last minute, especially if you have like a cat that hates the sound. Just have some in a drawer somewhere. You'll thank yourself later. All right. Marmo, thank you for the 55-month resub. Hello. Hello. Need to run the stolen present daily quest to my else to get the last toy I need. I could do that on more characters. I only did it once today, but I'm not going to be heartbroken if the event ends and I don't get the Drake customization. They make my old kitty so stressed we had to really move fast if they went off. That was the worst thing about like that first couple days living here, was that Kiera was already traumatized from the international move plus boats. She was just horrified by that whole ordeal. And then we finally get settled in, and then the smoke alarm just won't shut up. Despite, and you know, like of course every time you call the property manager, it takes them like 6 to 8 hours to like find a time to like come see you, and the poor cat was just under the bed for like a long time when we first moved in because she was not happy about the sounds. We're going to Dollar. Crashed at my friend's place, got woken up early by their kids playing with their new favorite toys, which were, of all things, Furbies. No. Firstly, holy nostalgia Batman. Secondly, they are not quiet toys. Feed me. Did you have one as a kid? I had one as a kid. I had 2, I think. But of course the first one was more special. Holy. Seriously, Furbies have made a comeback here. Oh, that's incredible. Maybe in another couple of years I'll get one for my nephew to prank my sister, I guess. Scarred for life. I had one, and even years after I stopped playing with it, it would live in my closet, and every now and then it would hear the stirrings of the tectonic plates or something, and it would be like, feed me, from like the depths of my childhood closet in the middle of the night. Incredible. Gates of hell. Had 4 Furbies. My nephew's still, I think, a bit young for it, but I feel like having nephews and nieces is a great excuse to get them all of the things that you wanted as a kid that you never got around to having, and then you also get one for you because you're not too old. So like, I don't know what it is for you guys. I feel like the Chia Pet sound like it would have been really fun for me. But I don't think I ever specifically had a chia pet. And now I have this desire to get one for my nephew one day when he's old enough to appreciate it, if he shows any interest at all in, I don't know, growing like a fuzzy green poofy hair on a thing. Always wanted one. I just don't think dolls should talk. I did not get the reindeer skin, no. My favorite toy toy setup that I had as a child, I don't know if toy is quite the right word, was sea monkeys. I was wild for the sea monkeys when I was a kid. I had, at different times, like a couple of the different kits, I had the accessories. You had the little catalog where you could order like the necklace, so you could like put one of your brine shrimp in a pendant and wear it to school. I don't think I had that, but I like looked at it. There was like the bubble or little pipettes that you would use to like aerate their little tank. I had at one point like 5th generation brine shrimp living in one of those little plastic things in my bedroom as a child. And then I like never managed to have that same level of success with brine shrimp again. I tried raising them and hatching them later on because I wanted to have live food for my betta fish, like as like treats and stuff. And I could hatch them, but I never managed to keep them alive for very long when I tried it again later as an adult. But holy moly, I loved them. I thought they were so cool until one day I had a nightmare that they were too big and they were like, there was too many of them and they were like seething over each other and it was really gross and I was scared of them for like 5 years. I don't know if I ever got over that. Raise some mantis shrimp. If you want a chia pet, we've already established you could dye your hair green. Last year, the same friends got their 2 kids tomato seeds in pots for their birthdays. They loved it. Amazing plan. I don't need brine shrimp. I have an aquarium. I have actual fish. I had to put one of my fishies down recently. We're down to 5 cherry barbs. One of them had been developing some kind of an organ failure that was pressing on his swim bladder, and the poor guy couldn't really swim much anymore. So, he's moved on to the fish Valhalla. And I didn't think it would bum me out that much because I've had him for going on not quite like a year and a half, which for pet store fish I was pretty happy with. Like they seemed happy there, and sometimes that kind of thing just happens, especially with like, you know, like farm bred fish. But it always gets me a little bit. No, not Captain. Captain's gonna outlive us all. It was one of his buddies. It was one of the boys, which is good because it kind of evens out my gender ratio a little bit better with the fishies. But I think it might have been Chester. But he had a good life. He liked his tank. He liked his girls. He liked his flakes. What is a mount you are extremely proud of owning / getting? I think it's not as hard as it was at the time, but the Soaring Spell Tome was like such a project. And it was right after I moved too. It was like a little bit before, like right on top of my move back to Canada. I was working on it a tiny bit before I left, and then getting the rest of them like after I moved, but like without a desk, you know. I was like I was streaming from like my kitchen table in my living room. And those fights were hard. No luck, no luck. Apparently for Mage Tower, the Lariat has been such a huge power spike, it's a lot more comfy. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. I'm sure LFR is the same drop into the lake that normal or heroic does. I just haven't been doing it. What was I doing here? I must have been killing a rare. This was my last season hunter because clearly I couldn't play last season's hunter this season. I needed a brand new one. Oh, she's pretty though. I like her butterfly pets. Love to be able to make a lariat. Not enough to spend 3 mil in the recipe for it. I mean, you can get someone else to make it for you. I think that's what most people do. Lariats is actually one of the cheaper things to craft because the mats for it are not very expensive. You can make one for under 10k. It just depends on what kind of commission you want to offer. You gotta sniff out who has the recipe on your server. Or just post a public work order and then bark it in trade chat and hope for the best. Oh, I have a toy. I have a Mirror of Humility. Oh, it's because I did the Draenei Heritage? No, not Heritage. It's because I did the red Eridar skin unlock quest line. And I got a toy that went to my bags that I never learned. Also a Sinister Squashling. Get out of here. And we don't need that one. And I don't need these toothpicks. And I don't need these things. Or that one. Certainly not that. Definitely not that. Get out of here. Barter bricks. Barter bricks. Here we go. Have a great day. See you later, Mr. Sonic Gen. How to keep your alt bag so clean. Apparently, I pick at them like a piece of dry skin that you should really leave alone and moisturize. I just kind of delete things whenever I'm in between places. I'm like, you know what? I don't need that anymore. Or I hope I don't need blank anymore. Or like, you know. Sometimes I could have used a thing, but then it's like, yeah, but like for what? Is it that important? I'd rather have the empty bag space. I'd rather not worry about it. A lot of times it's for something that I already finished on a different character, and then you've just kind of got like leftover detritus in your bags. Wish you could delete mail with items attached. Why does it even ask? Yeah, I feel like there should be an answer, like an option to be like, yes, I promise I do really want to delete this. I like the failsafe because, you know, sometimes you'd rather not delete the attachment, but like, or you thought you looted it, but you didn't. But it would be nice if you could override that if you really want to. Love the peacock pet. Yeah, me too. These are lovely hunter pets. Dragonflight added a lot of really great ones. No luck. Although I don't think I needed anything from that boss, so I don't know why I said that. You can't delete the snail shell from the snail races? Snail shell from the snail races? Oh, weird. The avowed rep grind Shadowlands would fill your bag with those blue unique items. That is a splintered spark of Shadowflame. We definitely don't need that. I can probably mail over like 3 glow spores. I keep the actual sparks sometimes just in case I need them. I don't think I'm really going to do too much more with my professions in Dragonflight that I haven't already done. I think I'm pretty much where I want to be. But if I ever did decide to pick up one late, sometimes it's nice to have sparks on alts, even old sparks that you can use just to get the first time craft on, or like, you know, skill up crafts on armor pieces and weapons and stuff. But one nice thing about having like super empty bags is that when you do a run like this, assuming you didn't have anything in your bags that you wanted to keep, you can pretty safely just like vendor everything and not worry about it, and then clean them up again. Kind of makes the decision making simpler. Hazel and Kira, hope you and your family had a good Christmas. Wish you and your family all the best for 2024. Thank you very much. Whoa. Ow. It's the worst disengage ever. Any advice for prepping to start a profession, the War Within? Nah. We don't know the first thing about what it's going to take, but I bet you anything you're not going to be able to start until the War Within comes out. Having some alts handy probably won't hurt, especially if you want to try to do it on a bunch of different characters. But short of having a couple of different alts, I don't think there's any prep that we can reasonably say is going to be important. Think you'll go on in Prof's next expansion? Maybe. It kind of depends. The problem is that the best time to level professions is also the best time to do everything else. And I get so busy and overwhelmed whenever new expansions come out that I don't think I'm going to want to mess with it But I really would like being able to at least I would like to have more professions covered. I'm certainly going to do at least alchemy and enchanting again. I don't know about the other ones. It depends on how much... I think the account-wide bank would make a big difference. Yeah. Yeah, startup capital is a good idea. Might go inscription for missions. I'm curious to see what they decide to evolve for the professions in the War Within. I know they said that they like the basics of the system and they're gonna just sort of develop on that. And I'm interested to see like what that looks like, if there's anything that's done to address like the specific pain points about how professions are now. But I think they've already kind of gotten over a big part of the professions hump, which was that introducing the Dragonflight professions overwork just kind of required everybody to sort of learn the basics and kind of get caught up on what the stats do and how profession gear works and how insight and sparks and work orders and quality levels. Like there was a lot of like, there's like a big kind of knowledge base that everybody kind of had to get caught up on. But the nice thing about that is that the longer that it's out, the more the community kind of like absorbs it and then has an easier time sharing it with newcomers. Like it's a lot easier to get an explanation or like help from anybody now than it would have been when Dragonflight first came out and nobody understood it yet. I think they've got more of an established foundation to build on that they can hopefully help make more understandable. Or Within Elf also really suit. Horrifying. Start collecting transmog retroactively? I don't think so. I think that it's only going to be things that drop from when the patch hits. Unless it's like a BOE thing, but even then you could just mail a BOE thing to your alts and then do that. Picking and selling my overpriced flowers in the beginning. Engineering can take a running jump. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my engineers for making the battle res bracers for the people. I have taken my fair share of battle reses from engineering bracers, and it's not the engineer's fault if most of the time I die immediately to raid damage. Because I'm terrible at picking my moment to res. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to come here. I think I've jumped the wrong. Maybe I was. Maybe this is fine. Oh well. Chiefs cannot be replaced. Linking one with each armor type for fashion. Yeah. I just don't think I'm realistically going to have the mental energy to keep up with doing profession weeklies on enough characters to cover even all the armor crafting professions. But like, if I did manage to do it, starting from the beginning would be nice. But I know that for me, I'm never going to be the kind of person that really wants to make most of my profit from work orders because I don't want to advertise. I don't really want to talk to strangers. I don't really want to like negotiate with anybody. And I'm never going to be like available on call. I tend to get on sometimes. I never check my messages. I'm just a bad fit to be an armor crafter. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to dump a bunch of time into setting that up if I'm only going to use it to make armor for myself or like my friends that can actually get a hold of me. Kitty needs pets. Professions really feels like a lot of pressure, especially when it's just on top of so many other things that are also going on. I feel like there's way too many things that fight for your attention at the beginning of an expansion. There's certainly too many things that fight for mine. So anything that I can write off as being not that important to me is kind of important to free up some brain space for other stuff. I have some critter and undead battle training stones. Do I have any critters and undeads that need battle training? Probably. Might need an add-on to figure out which ones, though. creators. Actually, creators. No 25s. Oh yeah, lots of them. Ooh, Mitzi. I mean, some of them are actually, yeah, some of them could actually use like just one more level. I didn't know I had a snail called a Scarlapon. That's cute. You can have one. And then the Puling can have 2. I have lots of pets I haven't leveled. Full Yap Pup. There we go. And then, what about undeads? Just Drazkazet. Just him. I just like spending these stones to just kind of get him out of my backs. Oh, Drazkazet is maximum level. I am out of undead pets that I don't have leveled. Alright. Hold on to that for now then. And then I have a marked flawless stone. So let's go pet families any. Level any. And then quality. Are those really the only pets that I have that are not? Here, let's reset all the filters. I don't trust it. Are those really the only pets that I have that aren't upgraded? I guess so. Yeah, just a couple of pets from, Here, we'll do my Deep Ridger. Which I named Jarlsberg because I was looking for like a cheese name. It made sense to me at the time. Alright. We're enough early profit making since my main aren't human. Automatically behind the curve with min-maxers who get rep faster by recipes. True. Yeah, Dusty is really cute. When do we go battle pet collecting? That makes sense to me now, but I like cheese. Yeah. The trick with profit from alchemy is that you're never going to have base profit. Your profit is always going to come in your crafting stats. So without an add-on like Craft Sim, it's always going to look like you're going to lose money because you only make money if you're taking into account your multi-craft and your inspiration and your resourcefulness. And that's math that nobody can really do in their heads, so you need an add-on plus some price sources to kind of feed it to you. Even with Craft Sim and Auctionator, it is not always profitable to make everything, but that's the only way that you can find out which things are actually worth. And I've been able to make millions on Alchemy and Dragonflight by doing that. And I made my video that talks all about it. Wow, look, a Hazel guide. She never makes those anymore. $20? $1 on Hearthstone. Volume's not used to dealing with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true too. Only have the Heroic Edition and ignoring the 3-day early access. Can't wait for it to be way more chill, hopefully. Okie doke. I'm looking to be in some kind of a damage spec. One day I'll have a PvP phase. Gold crafting, not dead. Not dead at all. Not for me, anyway. Gertrude add-ons telling me how to play. Refuse to download things like Craft Sim. If I need to know, it should be in the base game. I know that feeling. I don't think I'm doing any damage to these things. I did get the early access package for War Within. I used my gold that I made from the alchemy segue. I used the alchemy gold to buy tokens to buy that package because it was like an egregious amount of Canadian dollars. But I kinda... I can make the excuse that as a streamer I kinda need it because otherwise I'm missing out on 3 days of streaming expansion lunch. Oh look, it's a legendary. Oh, and I got I got the appearance for that legendary. Apparently I didn't have the Eco Wraith Creator of Worlds appearance yet. Lazy farming and fellow would finally got around to maximizing my gatherers. How much gold was it? I don't remember. Somewhere in the range of $1 mil. I just kind of bought tokens for a while. I bought too many tokens. I overbought and then I had extra balance. Which it would be a shame if went towards a Hearthstone Battleground season pass. Got fake money, so that's a win. Yeah, it worked out. I'd been kind of feeling like at a loss for what to spend my gold on because I used to spend gold in the black market auction house. But they started giving things away that I was spending gold on the black market auction house. Like at the end of Shadowlands, I was having a lot of fun with gold making. I don't remember what I did, but something. I was having fun with gold making, and then I would go to the BMA and I would spend like a $500,000 or $1 million gold or whatever on like a toy that used to be a TCG toy that was like really rare. And then they would give it away as a Twitch drop and I would be like, well, guess I'm not spending any more gold on those things because it's going to be free eventually. Probably. So now I was just sitting on my gold being like, well, what's it for? You know, for what? Why? And then I bought some tokens and now I have some balance, and now every time they put something on the shop, if I decide that I really, really, really want it, then I can just do it with balance. Sounds like you made your mind up about Hearthstone. Oh, I've already been playing. I got talked back into it because eventually they're going to put out duos, and when they do that, I want to be like kind of brushed back up on what the cards are like so that I can do duos with Flabby and not be a big dead weight that doesn't understand how anything works. What's the oldest memory you have from WoW? I like the implication that our WoW memories are like so far back that they're... It's like trying to remember like your early childhood memory. It's like, what was it? I remember being in high school and going to a friend's house after school and like watching them play. And then being like, well, I could do that. How does it work? Can I try? Transmog. And I made a Draenei female hunter. And I would run around Ammon Vale and I had air speech on and she would say, I need to get closer. She said that a lot. Been playing for 18 years, so it actually does feel like that sometimes. First no mage bubblegum, bright pink pigtails getting mercilessly slaughtered by rogues in Westfall. Bubblegum's a great name. Friend who can't play WoW anymore, so I was evil and I got her into the Rumble game instead. You can also, if you really want to, continue to farm this mount on other difficulties. Like you can do it on LFR and then normal and then heroic and then mythic if you want. Like it can drop on any of the difficulties. It's just the LFR is like a super easy one because it, I don't know, you don't have to travel for it. You can just do it from Dalaran. Calling my wife from work, asking her to get into the queue. Back in the day, 3-hour wait for Blackrock was the norm. Had to contact them to change the phone number on the authenticator, and when they were done, they called me an ancient veteran. Never felt so old in my life. Wow, freshman, thank you very much for the 27-month resub. Yeah, you can go back through some of the more recent content is harder to do solo, or in some cases impossible to do on your own just because of mechanic limitations or damage requirements. But everything through, like... What was the expansion before BFA? Was it Legion? Everything through Legion is super easy, even on a totally ungeared character. A lot of BFA is doable as well. Was there nothing between Legion and BFA? It was Legion and then BFA. Yeah, Legion's... I mean, this is Legion. Legion's easy. And then much of BFA is doable. Some of the harder stuff gets a bit tricky. And then, of course, everything before Legion. No trouble. Easy peasy. The only disclaimer I would say about the Legion raids is that Legion and Taurus has some kind of annoying fights to solo. It's doable, but they suck. I don't really farm in Taurus on my own. I bring a friend if I'm going to do that one because ANR is annoying. And there's another one too, if you're trying to do like Mythic and Taurus. But you've got plenty of content below that you can try to get as much of as you can. It's a great time. ANR took me 40 minutes of banging my head on it to learn how to solo it. Yeah, I can't stand that fight. I don't do it on principle. And Taurus Mogg is dead to me. Trial of Valor's not too bad, no. Trial of Valor I've done on my own on under-geared alts just fine. Helya takes like a second because you gotta run around a bit, but it's not a problem. Oh, I love Tiger Dash, it's so fast. Any luck? Nope. We're looking for the Abyss Worm. Tried the Mage Tower on my Restored for the first time last week. Yeah, it's still tricky. How many more do we have left? Oh, plenty. 2, 4, 6. All these alts that we've leveled recently have been, they've been piling up. Have I got a favorite set that I've collected over the years? I don't think I do, otherwise I would find myself wearing something all the time. I used to, at least on Priest, collect sets, armor sets in their entirety for the sake of filling out the... I liked filling out the armor racks in the Legion class order hall. That was really fun. And it would only fill out if you had every piece of a set. So I had fun kind of working through presets trying to get like everything. But there's not any particular one that I like wear exclusively. I like to mix and match for my transmog sets. I've heard that the Abyss Worm has a much higher drop chance for Disc Priests. I think my camera was that high back from when I was wearing antlers. I needed the antlers in the shot. Gates of Hell. Heard Mage Tower good, Torghast not as good. I would say that Mage Tower was more popular and Torghast was not as popular, but good is very, very subjective. I liked both of them, but I probably had more fun in Torghast than the Mage Tower. Most of my Mage Tower was me, like, ripping my hair out. Do I have a Bloodsail Admiral? I do somewhere. Have I ever gone to a midnight release? Yeah. I remember sprinting to the midnight release to pick up my Mop Collector's Edition. And I was panicking because it was like the middle of the night and they were only going to be open for like 20 minutes to do the thing. And I didn't drive. And it was like, not across town, but it was like a ways away. And I left late because I realized at the last minute that you needed ID to pick up your thing, or supposedly you were going to need your ID. And I was like, I can't find my ID because I didn't have a driver's license at the time, so I had to find my passport. And I'm like scrambling through my room trying to find it. And then I finally find it, and then I'm like, okay, I have to sprint. So I was like running with all of my physical might in the middle of the night through town to try to make it to EB Games in time. And then I got there, and I got there before they even opened the doors, and I was sweating bullets, just surrounded by some people, like some other WoW nerds that were like, wow, you're sweaty. Trying to not let anybody smell me. And then I got my collector's edition, and I got a poster, because I think they felt bad for me, because I looked incredibly out of breath. I'm farming for the abyss worm from Mr. Sassy. And then I came home, and then I played for like 20 minutes. Could not really play very well because of the lag and because of how many people were doing the starting area, and I was really tired, so then I went to bed. That was in Canada. That was back when I still lived here. I moved to the States in 2014, and then I moved back in 2021. I got my driver's license at 28, or maybe even 29. Which is late. I missed my normal window. Many Canadians will get their driver's license at like 16 or 17, but nowadays I think more and more people are just choosing not to do it. I think it's not as uncommon to not drive as it used to be. When did Crickle pick up a sword and board? She probably put it on. It's just heirlooms, so she probably put them on to like tank the Headless Horseman, if I had to guess. Still don't have one at 28, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is not any kind of an indictment on you as a person or your capabilities or your intelligence or anything. Lots of very successful adults don't drive. Yeah, there's a stream VOD highlight of me talking about my driver's exam where I actually got my license, because it was just like such a story. Wanted to wish you and your lovely fur baby happy holidays. Oh, thank you, Rosa. I'm really glad to have you here. Many friends 30 plus without a license, they just don't need it. I think if I had never moved to the States, I had stayed like in Victoria the whole time, I never would have gotten one either, because the transit's really good here, and because I wouldn't have been able to like afford to get driving lessons, right? And I didn't know anybody that had a car that was willing to teach me at the time, so I would have had to have gone through a school, and I just didn't have the money for it. It was just a circumstances thing. But I am, even if I'm still anxious about driving, I am glad that I finally did it, because it opens up a lot of places for me to go without needing to arrange rides. But I've spent most of my life walking to most of the places that I needed to go. And I've lived in some rural places, so sometimes that was like a 45-minute, 60-minute walk. But I would just do it anyway because it was, you know, I didn't have a car. It was great exercise. I walked a commute for years. Hi. With inflation, cost of learning, and owning a car, big deal. Yeah, it's a lot. There's probably a great argument to be made for me to just sell my car and not have one. But I'll never do it because I have animals and I like being able to, if I needed to, rush them to the vet without having to be like, how do I get this, you know, like puking cat to the vet? I can't bring it on a bus. Am I going to try to put it in a cab? Like, I like being able to have my own vehicle so that I can chauffeur my animals at the very least in an emergency. Hi. And then also for other stuff like, you know, going hiking or fishing or like visiting family. It's like nice to have. Definitely a lot of money though. I am done with that. As one formerly mega anxious driver to another. How do you feel about the new DH Warglaive? I don't have a, oh no, I do have a Demon Hunter, that's right. I am currently farming very casually. We're farming a Tumus Argyris for the Abyss Worm. Taking a little look-see at it. Hi, kitty cat. You getting up there? I'm also apparently taking this opportunity to clean up the bags of my alts. A bunch of them have dire brews they never turned in. Rumble purses, etc. I'm not gonna worry about the log boxes. Kitty, I can't read my chat if you stand there. What time is it anyway? It is 11:30. We can do some more. We got time for more. Archer Moon, thank you very much for the 10-month free sub. My cat's butt is blocking my monitor with chat. It's a secret warglaive from the Emerald Dream. Remember this shaman because I don't. Honey Plum! Was I gonna be a resto shaman? I think I had some desire to make her a resto shaman. Gates of Hell. If you have the warglaive Mogg, you leave flower trails when you fell rush. That is incredible. That is worth. Should we be Ellie? Let's be Ellie. I'm surprised I haven't gotten booted out of an instance. I think I'm doing this slowly enough that I'm not hitting the 10 instance per hour cap. Or I like started... Yeah, I think we're doing it slowly enough that we haven't quite hit instance cap yet. Which is another reason to not necessarily worry about speed sets. Is if you want to just hang out and farm and you're doing short instances like this, doing them too fast is just going to hit you against that instance cap anyway. So you may as well just kind of take your time. Unless you wanted to like then take a break while you wait for your instance cap to reset. Don't think I've seen a Resto Shaman all season now that I think about it. I haven't either, but that's because I'm usually healing and we don't happen to have any in our raid. Our raid's all Resto Druids and then me. How do you solo queue into a random dungeon by yourself? You can access old LFRs from previous expansion raids all the way up to BFA by talking to the LFR queue NPC. There's a different one for each expansion. The Shadowlands one's in Oribos, the Legion one's in Dalaran. BFA ones are in the 2 BFA hub cities. And you can just queue up for it and it sends you right in. Where's the Cataclysm one? If you wanted to do like I don't know, like Deathwing on LFR. Where's that? I don't actually... Is it Stormwind and Orgrimmar? In front of DS. Oh, it's in front of Dragon Soul. Oh yeah, because I guess it's just Dragon Soul's the only LFR that was in Kata. That makes sense. Makes resuming with Firecat farm that much easier. What about the WAD one? I don't think I've done any WAD LFRs. Is it an Ashran maybe? It's the kind of thing that I think I'm gonna really go ham on for Transmog once War Within pre-patch comes out. I'm very excited about that. In the garrison. Like the only person that I'm IRL friends with who didn't get ashes from the BC Time Warp cache from BT. Hey, I know somebody who got ashes from the BC Time Warp cache. Weird. There are shaman legs that I could get out of this. But what we really want is the mount. This mount is not that rare. I feel like there's not that many people that are missing it that farm mounts. It's one of the strangest gaps in my collection. Got ashes from the Beemaw. One had it from BC and everyone else got it from the cache. Weird. I wonder what the drop rate was on it then. Happy I got the Island Expedition boost the other day. Nice. Maybe it's head from the Wrathtime walking cache. Do we think they have a better drop rate or just luck? Just dumb luck? I mean, I did get the Time Reaver from the anniversary time walking raid for the 15th anniversary 4 years ago. Can't believe that was 4 years ago already. Crazy. Hallowed wands, get out of here. This is why my alts bags are clean. I can't just walk away from the weighted jack-o'-lanterns and the hourglass sand. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. I don't need the Phoenix Sash. I got the Wishwing already. Certainly don't need a Titan Training Matrix. I can live my best Connect dream now with flannel and antlers. Boy! Boy's Mogg needs work. It needs love. Ugh! It needs the concentrated magical flame that is human attention. We need Christmas, boy. Put his BlizzCon outfit back on. I love that his beard sticks out of the Wendigo woolies. He just looks so cozy and cute. He's like in his jammies. Way easier than flying to entrances. It's worth noting that this will only get you into the LFR difficulty, which has different cosmetics than you might find in normal or heroic or mythic. So if you're trying to collect everything, you will need to still run to instance entrances to do those other difficulties. And not everything can always drop an LFR, but in some cases, the item can. Still super good. He's going! If I ever play a Warlock, I'll set up Boy. Unless I talk myself into being like a red Eridar Draenei, but I don't know. I always talk myself out of playing Warlock. I don't think Boy has green fire. Maybe he does. If it's account-wide. I earned it on somebody way back in the day. There are some ancient stream VODs on YouTube of me doing that green fire when it was current. Ancient, by the way. Really old. Have you ever made a Mount Farm video compilation of the places and things? No, it would be insane. It would be super, super, super long. I have videos about how I choose like my next Mount Farm and stuff, but covering every Mount Farm would be an incredibly long video, and inevitably like a third to half of it would be not relevant depending on what you already have. Why play Warlock when you can be a hunter? A bunter. Video montage of every midnight run. Imagine Boy just whips out Hellgrave. I could do a video montage of all of the Mount Drop reaction clips, but I feel like watching them all back to back would make it incredibly clear how, not apathetic, but how I am no longer the same level of emotionally invested. And I don't really have the energy to pretend. You know, it's not that I don't want to get him, but it's definitely more about the journey for me, which is when they drop, it's like, hey, look at that, you know. I think that when people watch Mount reactions, they kind of want some more. They want more, and I think that if you watched all of mine back to back, you'd be like, why is this woman just going, hey, all this so that many times? Every transmog farm by item ID. Yeah, Midnight was worth it, because Midnight was such an egregious amount of attempts. It's just so unlucky. After around 600, mounts don't hit the same. Yeah, I kind of agree. You hit a point where you're like, well, I have lots. I'll get more, but, you know. I have apparently 840 mounts. And I'm missing lots of them, too. I'm not even, like, super... I don't have... There's lots of relatively straightforward ones that I just don't have. Oh, I need the Moon Beast. I need it. I like that one. That's a cool mount. Maybe I should set up that farm next. Although, I don't want to do the lockout extension, and there's nothing that says that I can't grind the whole instance front to back, but like, ugh. I don't know. Still farming Mim's head. All I can figure is Blizz really does not want me to have it. Been running Old War for a decade plus chasing it. Oh. I should do Valiance. I like that color. It looks kind of like it's been covered in algae. It was resting in a shallow, stagnant pool, and the fuzz of new life has descended upon it. It's great. Did I have a command for midnight? Yeah. I think the attempt number would be in the description there if I had it. My rarity has been so intermittently turned on in the last couple of years that might have been the last one that I had like a reasonably accurate count on. When I got the Gul'dan mounts, the Infernals from Gul'dan, I didn't really know anymore. I'd been trying it without rarity on for a while. No luck. Upside, Old War Mogg, either 100% or very close. I must have made 1,000, well, I'm at 1,000. I must have made 1,000 gold doing this one LFR wing and all these characters. Whatever am I going to spend it on? Oh, I have another quality stone. Layheart, Sap Nibbler. Yeah, Layheart. And then she lives in Mechagon. I'm not flying her out. Take a look on Nightflame. $1,000 gold you get to keep. 1,700 pets. I know, imagine the stables. Imagine the housekeeping. Imagine the shedding. I think I have some dupes. I think I have some dupes I need to weed out of there. I don't think I have quite that many. It's close. DH looks interesting. You like him? I like him. His name is Night Flame, Vengeance Incarnate. I don't know how to play him in the slightest. I don't know what Demon Hunters do. It's a miracle I ever got him leveled. I think he's in Vengeance right now, and he has no talents, apparently. You know, stick him back in Havoc. Maybe he's got a build. Anything? Nope. Give starter. They must have changed stuff. Oh, did I hit the dungeon cap? I might have done. Yeah, entered too many instances recently. We still got there. Oh, I'll fix up his bags. Demon Hunter sports the title Minion of Mayhem. Oh, that's a great one. You can always tell what holiday these alts were doing last based on what kind of trash is in their bags. 17 weighted jack-o'-lanterns in a penny pouch and yeah, I had heavy frostweave bandages. Oh, it was because I was doing. There was some nonsense about. Oh, hang on, that's a BOE. There was some nonsense about. ICC, because I was farming an appearance from the healer dragon boss, but it was a leather appearance, and not all of my leather wearers could heal. Like my druids could do it easy, but not all of my characters could. So I was like. Doing band-aids, but then people were like, listen, you need the frostweave band-aids. We're not going to worry about that anymore. Getting rid of them. Cleaning up. Show Shaman. You want to see her? You want to see her one more time? Isn't she beautiful? Her name is Krabby. Her title, Crash and Thrashing. Crash and Thrash and Krabby. I'm gonna begin to wrap up for the day, but I gotta show her on her motorcycle one more time. Best title name combo. I like looking for alliterations or partial alliterations. So if her name starts with like a CR sound, I was looking for titles that start with those same sounds. So Conservationist Crabby or Crypt Keeper Crabby is actually another good one because it also starts with the CR. But Crash and Thrash and Crabby for an enhanced shaman just seems perfect. Love the top pony for Dark Iron. I was very close to making her bald with just big old head tattoos, but I decided I liked this little top pony for a melee because it feels like it's short, it's perky, it's out of her way, and I like the lava hair effects, which you don't get if you make her totally bald. Like the bruiser the mob boss sends if somebody doesn't pay. She rolls into town. I love this bike. I thought it was better. Anyways. That is going to wrap up me for today. I will be back tomorrow morning for a Thursday morning WoW stream. We don't know what we're going to do, but we'll find something. It could be farming, it could be alts, it could be keys. We'll see. Appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.